Have you ever been to an Indigenous ceremony? If so, which one? Continue watching to find out the different types of Indigenous ceremonies. I'm Mallory, Anishinaabekwa from TribalTradeCo.com. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for new videos every week on smudging, the Indigenous culture, and Native teachings. Most of us know about the very popular powwow celebration, but what about other Indigenous ceremonies we participate in? It's important to remember that cultural practice varies based on the tribe, nation, or region, and we've compiled a list of the most common Indigenous ceremonies. Continue watching this video to the end to learn more about the most common Indigenous Native American ceremonies. Indigenous ceremonies seek to strengthen the connection to the physical and spiritual world. They provide healing or clarity, they mark significant life moments, or offer remembrance and gratitude. Each ceremony has a specific purpose and holds an important place in Native history. You might have heard of powwows or rain dances. Unfortunately, these are often referenced in a way that stereotypes or trivializes these ceremonies. There are far more than what we see in pop culture, and each ceremony is sacred to our beliefs and way of life. We've put together a list of just a few Indigenous ceremonies in hopes to shed light on these important cultural events and their long history. Here are the top 7 Indigenous Native American ceremonies. The first type of Indigenous ceremony is the pipe ceremony. The pipe is very sacred to First Nations people, and it has historically been used to open negotiations between different nations as a symbol of peace and goodwill. The pipe ceremony is a place for truthful and respectful conversations to take place and for agreements to be made. The tobacco in the pipe is traditionally blessed through prayer and then passed around the circle of everyone participating, starting with the pipe carrier. To close the ceremony, each member of the circle typically speaks a few words of gratitude. The pipe ceremony is used to encourage peaceful, respectful conversation, and even deliberation in some cases. If you want to learn more about tobacco and other uses of it in the Indigenous culture, then watch this video right here. The second type of Indigenous ceremony is the wedding ceremony. Now, traditions vary between tribes, but the Indigenous culture generally have a common wedding ceremony that involves 2 different rituals that we're going to share with you today. First Nations people have a rich network of rituals that they weave into their wedding ceremony to honor the couple. 2 of these rituals are the wedding vessel ritual and the wedding blanket ritual. One of the parents might source a vase or a vessel of some kind. Traditionally, the parents create this vessel out of clay. The vessel has 2 spouts for drinking, and each partner drinks out of each of the spouts. This symbolizes their individuality, even though that they both drink from the same vessel now that they are joined. In the blanket wedding ceremony, each partner is wrapped separately in a blue blanket. A blessing is given, and then both blankets are removed in exchange for a white blanket that is wrapped around both of them that symbolizes their new life together. Couples often display this blanket in their home. Now, the third type of Indigenous ceremony is the naming ceremony. My spirit name that was given to me is Nanoshkashis, which means little hummingbird in Anishinaabemowin, or the Ojibwe language of the Anishinaabe. In Indigenous communities, people are often given a sacred name. It can happen when you're really young, right after you're born, or later on in life. In old traditions, when a child is born, the family gather together and try to predict who this child is going to be when they grow up, and then they decide on a spirit name that is suiting for them to guide them along that journey. The name is presented to the grandfather spirits in the 4 directions, and everyone present at the ceremony recites the name. This ceremony is often accompanied by a feast and a giveaway representing your gratitude. In some nations and tribes, the parents might seek out a medicine man or a medicine woman to go on a vision quest to dream about or have a vision of their spirit name, which is actually how I got my name. Now, the fourth type of Indigenous ceremony is the sweat lodge ceremony. A sweat lodge ceremony can be practiced alone or before another ceremony. What happens at a sweat lodge ceremony is that a fire pit is dug at a special location, and rocks are heated up. The sweat lodge is then built around the fire with the opening facing the east, or the eastern doorway. Sometimes just the heat from the rocks is used, and other times water will be poured over the rocks to create steam. Either will make it hot inside the lodge so that everyone that's participating in the ceremony will then produce sweat. Everyone participating prays throughout the experience, and it is meant to be cleansing for all who is involved, depending on their specific needs. Oftentimes, a feast is held following the sweat lodge ceremony. Have you ever participated in one of these ceremonies, or which one would be the top one that you would want to experience? We would love to know. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, the fifth type of Indigenous ceremony is the full moon ceremony. The moon is called Grandmother Moon and is greatly respected because it is believed that the moon cycle is a gift to women. The moon cycle that a woman experiences each month offers spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental cleansing. The full moon is considered a great source of power, and Indigenous women sometimes perform a full moon ceremony to honor that power and to seek guidance from Grandmother Moon. Women might pray, ask for renewed energy, take water for the moon to bless, perform music and dances, and in most instances, we offer tobacco and burn other sacred medicines in the sacred fire. Now, the sixth type of Indigenous ceremony is a powwow ceremony. The word powwow stands for a healing ceremony that is conducted by the spiritual leaders of an Indigenous community. Powwow ceremonies are an opportunity to celebrate life, give gratitude, and sometimes to prepare for struggles or difficulties. Watch this video right here to learn more about the meaning of the powwow. Traditionally, the powwow might help the warrior prepare spiritually for a battle, or a powwow might be a place to give thanks for a really successful harvest. If you've never been to one, powwows are a colorful celebration filled with music, food, and socialization, and is still a very important part of the Indigenous culture today. Now, the seventh type of Indigenous ceremony is a smudging ceremony. Smudging is used to cleanse our mind, body, and spirit with sacred medicines. Smudging ceremonies might be performed when healing is needed, or when someone intends to refocus their energy. Sage and other sacred medicines are burned, and the smoke that is produced is a cleansing smoke that is wafted around your body and your space. This smoke is very powerful and cleanses the air of any negativity and replaces it with positive energy. If you want to learn more about the various sacred medicines and the smudging process, then download our free smudging guide at the link below. Now, after watching this video, you know what some of the common Indigenous Native American ceremonies are and their significance to the Indigenous people of North America. If you're interested in learning more about the Indigenous culture, make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notified every time we post a brand new video every single week. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.